This is another edition of the ETBU Sports Summer portion of our coverage. If you don't know by now, this is Mark T. Robinson. And if you don't know that, that means you are not up to date with all things ETBU sports related. And we are kicking off our annual Top 10 Countdown. We are focusing on the individual performances that stood out this year. And coming in at number 10 was the amazing game winner from Amy Pineda against Sul Ross State University in American Southwest Conference matchup on Cornish Field. The Tigers ended up winning 3-2 in overtime. Amy, it was a fantastic game, obviously very competitive. It seems like, obviously, with this only being your first year, but the last few years your team has played Sul Ross State is going down to the wire pretty much. But before we get into all that, just kind of talk about, what you've been up to as of late. How are you handling the offseason? You were saying before we came on that you're actually in California right now.
Yeah, I'm in California visiting a lot of family, and it's just been here and there. I have one of my grandmother lives in Los Angeles, another one lives 2 hours away, and then I have a family who lives another 2 hours away. So I'm even though I came for vacation, we're always on the road, always driving, seeing who we go see next.
Oh, nice. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. So, and just kind of talk to me about so as your family got a chance to see a lot of your videos, do they usually kind of tune in and see what's going on from here?
Well, most of my family speaks Spanish, so and they're kind of they're not in the new iPhones or a lot of that stuff. They don't really have computers, so it's kind of hard for them. So whenever I see them, I'll just show them some footage of me playing, and they'll be like, "Oh, look at you! Look how good you look!" So it's not that big for them because they don't really know how to.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now let's get into it. So just kind of talk to me about, if you can remember, just kind of take me back to that matchup with Sul Ross State. Obviously, a big game. You guys were a couple games away from finishing out the regular season. It was a game, a win that you kind of really needed. You guys going into overtime, you had an opportunity to sink the shot. What was going through your mind during that time, if you can remember?
Honestly, when I'm on the field, I zone out. I zone out, and I know I zone out because when my dad does come to games, he'll be telling me what to do, and he'll be screaming, and I never hear him. So during the game, I think it was just the adrenaline and the rush. I can't really remember what was happening. It was just go, go, go. Just do what you can at the moment, really.
Absolutely. So when the time came, you had the opportunity to make the shot. Were there any nerves whatsoever? Were you kind of nervous about, oh, I better not miss this, or what were you kind of feeling in that moment?
In the moment, I was just just take the shot, cause I saw the corner of my eye, that Bree was open, right in front of the goal, and I was just just take the shot. You're right there, just take it. The worst that can happen is that you miss, Just take your
Yeah,
chances. That's what I did.
absolutely. And kind of like that approach. And I know your coach likes that aggressive approach as well. So just kind of talk to me about first of all, before we get into our next question here, was that kind of your first game winner, or is that one of several since you started playing soccer?
I would say that's one of my first time I've ever been in a situation where it's overtime and it's first school wins, and I'm just oh, it was when I scored, I was just oh my gosh, I didn't know what, I was just so excited, so happy.
Absolutely. Yeah, your team was definitely excited for you as well. One of your two goals that you've made on the season and ended up being one of the biggest for sure. But just kind of talk to me about, when you're growing up, learning the game, playing soccer and things like that. What's your biggest inspiration? Is it family, or is it, one of the famous soccer players that you've kind of grown up watching that has kind of helped to develop your game? Who's been your inspiration here?
I think my biggest inspiration would be my family, just because I come out of a family where soccer, everybody played it. and like no one has gone as far as I have before. Like once like high school ends, like it's done. So it's like really big for me and my family to like look at me and be like, "Oh, look, you're playing at college." Even if it's like Division 3, like they're so proud of me. And it's like my family and the support that they give me and like the encouragement and all the like every little thing that they do to support me on the field. It's like that's like my biggest like encouragement because I'm there and I'm with a team who's like amazing, and it's just like it's awesome to have family support you all the way through.
Wow, that's incredible. I actually did not know that you are the only collegiate athlete to come out of your family.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Do you have it? Do you feel any kind of type of pressure in that type of situation, or is this just
I
kind of
don't
like,
I don't feel any pressure. It's just like if you love what you do, like there shouldn't be any pressure, you know. You're just having fun out there with people beside you and people around you supporting you. So I think it's like I personally me, I enjoy it. I don't feel any pressure. I think like if I was like an athlete with like a bigger like stand, like where my family like generation after generation, I think I would feel the pressure, but, like, you know, I'm, like, being an example for my family members and, like, my little cousins who are younger than me, like, you know, if you love something, go and do it. Take it.
wow, that's amazing. You should
Yeah.
write a book on that one day, when all this is over, for sure. But just kind of talk to me about, the overall team aspect. You coming in your first year, obviously, you didn't get quite the results that you wanted. Wanted to go on to the American Southwest
Mhm.
tournament, the postseason tournament. So just kind of talk to me about, what was the overall feeling, what were your overall thoughts of how your team kind of executed throughout the season, and what is the biggest thing you took from this first year experience?
Well, to start off with, I committed really late, my senior year, so I didn't really know all of the girls. I didn't know, like, the freshmen, I didn't know any upperclassmen when I was going in, but, like, when I my first couple of days, like, the preseason, all of that, like, everybody, like, welcomed me, and everybody, like, accepted me, and it was just so amazing knowing that even when they don't know you, like, the love of Christ is in each and one of them, and you can see it through them because each and one like, even the coaches, like, it was just so, like, amazing, like, being loved by people who you don't even know, you know? And, like, I think the biggest thing that I took out of the sport was that it's a family, like, we may not know each other, like, by blood, we're not, like, close by blood or know each other, like, down to the very big details, but, like, it's just, like, a big family, and we, like, all love each other, and it's just, like, every one of us have for each other, it's just amazing. It's for me, it's the best thing that I've ever had in any soccer team. It's, like, the connection is just awesome.
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was great that you were able to have such a fantastic experience for sure. So, speaking of that, what was some of the moments that kind of stood out with you this season, whether it's, a game or, something that happened on the road trip, a specific moment with certain teammates, what's the one thing that kind of stood out to you this year?
I think I definitely think it was, like, the beep test, like, the test that we had to take before, the season even started. It was just, like, constant encouragement and everybody pushing each other. I think that's where it all began for us just because, like, we have to keep going. Even like, we have to learn to play with each other. I think that's where it all started, where it was just, like it was just amazing to me, and for the team, it was just, like, this is our foundation, we just gotta keep building, and throughout the season, I saw, like, little by little, it was building.
Absolutely. And before we let you go here, just kind of want to talk about what are some of the things personally that you want to continue to build on for next year? What are some things you saw from this season that you want to grow from and continue to get better at for this upcoming season?
Personally, and me, I would like to become more of a leader because I'm a shy person. I don't really like come out to people unless like I feel comfortable. But I think this year, definitely on the field, in the classroom, everywhere, just like be that light that I have to be to my teammates, the upcoming freshmen, like be that light that my teammates were to me when I came in. And I think that's gonna absolutely help us grow to a better and stronger team for next season.
Absolutely. And actually, the last question before we kind of head out here is kind of talked about earlier. Was there any favorite soccer player of yours? So do you have a favorite soccer player that you've kind of followed since you were a kid, like up until now, or anything like that? Or is it you? Are you your own favorite soccer player?
I grew up watching a lot of men's soccer. Not really. I'm into like the women's soccer, but men's more. But I don't really have like per se like a favorite. I just like watch it. I'm just like pick here and there, but I don't really have a favorite soccer player or anything.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks once again for joining us, and have fun on the family road trip. We'll check back in with you and your team as we go out throughout this summer, and you guys can stay up to date with all things ETBU sports related throughout this summer, throughout this year at goetbtigers.com, or follow us on social media at goetbtigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson with Amy Pineda. We'll be back here as we continue our top 10 countdown this summer, guys. So stay tuned.